What is up, we are back. Everyone's favorite type of video, roster updated investments right now. The guys you need to buy, how to manage your portfolio, buy, hold, sell, stuff like that. Every single Tuesday, we're going to be dropping a best investments video on the channel. So subscribe, turn on notifications. We have a bunch of double upload days coming this week. Some insane banger videos, quick selling Ohtani potentially. Oh man, lots and lots of good stuff coming along. Join the Discord where you can ask, buy, hold, sell questions, and I'll read those responses and make a video every single Friday as well. So become a member of the channel. Members of the channel already are invested with me, and soon we're going to be investing in silvers. We need silvers prices to go down a little bit more before we can talk about silvers, but it's all about investing in the gold cards right now. So let's get into today's roster update investment video. Starting off with Tyler Glasnow. Now Glasnow was mentioned in the last video on the hopes that he would have a good start against the Padres in the Seoul series of the MLB opening day, right? So the Dodgers and Padres actually already played a matchup in the season so far. Counts towards the 2024 actual stats. Glasnow was all right, I guess. No, really just a mediocre start in general. 5 innings pitched, only 3 strikeouts. He did give up a couple runs, so his ERA is 3.6. That start basically just, it's negligible. You can see his price is still a little bit over quick sell. Pretend that start never happened and he's going into the season blind, all right? That's how you want to approach a guy like Tyler Glasnow. I'm going to back off and say that I'm not a big fan of investing in him right now. Seems like my neighbor is getting renovations, so if you hear that, sorry about that. I guess their apartment's getting torn down. I don't know, pretty weird. Next guy on the list is going to be Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola, you can see he's at quick sell. This is a guy I kind of like investing in. He's kind of sneaky, right? Now, in the real world, I think Aaron Nola, does he deserve to be a diamond? Maybe like 85, 86. We know he can be a diamond player, but he struggles with the pitch clock heavily. But in his last start, before the actual opening day, right, in spring training, he just had a very, very good performance. I think he went a couple innings. I think he went like 5 or 6 innings. He had a lot of strikeouts, gave up 0 runs. So Aaron Nola was dialed in. He's ready for the season. At quick sell, he's the number 2 in the rotation, which worries me. I'd rather be investing in somebody that's an opening day starter for sure. But beyond that, I think Aaron Nola could be a good buy opportunity for how close he is to quick sell with 0 risk. Up next is a guy that has a head start in the race to diamond. He already is batting 500 on the season. He has 5 hits in the Seoul series. He went 5 for 10. He's batting 500 already. He has a 1.1 OPS that counts towards the actual investment update period. Will Smith. Now, whether or not he has the talent to go diamond is a whole other argument. I'm just saying this is a guy who, to start the year, he was one of the guys that people were excited about. You can see his price was above 2,000 for a couple of days, almost a whole week. So there definitely is people that are aware that he's a talented, player. Can they go diamond? Will he keep up this momentum? I don't know. He went 5 for 10. He was in the supercharged debate for some of those Dodgers games. This is a guy that has a head start. Might as well throw a flyer at quick sell. Now, as we continue, somebody's tearing down the apartment next door. Katel Marte, a guy that I already have 130 of. 130 Katel Martes. There's room for improvement in his power and even his contact right, honestly. This is a guy who's raking in spring training. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be good during the actual year, but he's hitting 400 in spring training with a 1.06 OPS. Very good candidate to keep up that momentum. He's a good player. He's kind of getting to be a veteran of that Diamondbacks team. Diamondbacks, they were just in the World Series. This team is good. They're going to keep progressing. And I think Katel Marte could have one of his best seasons of his career. Now, 1692 is a little expensive. I got all of mine around 1650 or below. So I target that price point for Katel Marte. But I think he is a very good roster update investment. This is a guy that could go to an 86 overall, not even just 85. Let's keep going to another Diamondback. You know what? Let's go to Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez, he's solid. I have 70 of him. He's opening against the Kansas City Royals to start the year. This is similar to Will Smith. We expect Pablo Lopez to hopefully have a good first start because he's pitching against the worst team in the league. So he'll have a bit of a head start in terms of stats. Up next is Zach Gallen. I have 50 of him. Now, I'm kind of fading him. You can see a little bit less of him than other players. It's because I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in Zach Gallen in terms of talent. 3.5 ERA in 2023. I just think he's mid. I think 84 is kind of the right area for him to be. Now, if he has a good 3 weeks, he could go diamond. And the fact that he's an opening day starter, if the Diamondbacks win, which I think they can, You know, every team has someone getting supercharged. Maybe Gallen gets supercharged. That's kind of what I'm doing with Zach Gallen. Let's go to some more players. We got Ha-Seong Kim. What a disappointment, man. He was at his home stadium in the Korea series, and he went 0 for 7. This is a guy who's behind, opposite of Will Smith. 0 for 7. I'd stay away, man. Now, obviously, in 2023, he had a good year. 260 batting average, 749 OPS. Spring training, he played well. 308, 925 OPS. I'm staying away from Ha-Seong Kim, especially with the fact that he's already 0 for 7 to start the year. Now, Yandy Diaz. Yandy Diaz, a lot of people are investing in him. I guess I see why. You know, he obviously was a little bit higher at the end of last year. 2023, he hit 330 and 173 at bats, and then he had a 932 OPS. Basically hitting about the same in spring training. But in spring training, the thing I don't like, if we look at his stats, attributes in the actual game versus lefties, obviously he has higher contact versus left, higher power versus left. In spring training, that wasn't any different. He's hitting 417 in spring training versus lefties with a 1.5 OPS, and then he's hitting 260 with a 700 OPS versus righties. So those splits are what worries me about Yandy Diaz. Now let's keep going. We got some more guys. Let's see if anybody here. Alex Bregman. Let's talk about Alex Bregman, right? Now, when you're investing in hitters, you know, I can't predict the future. I can't say, you know, this hitter's going to get hot, this hitter's not. Alex Bregman at quick sell is kind of one of those guys you're betting on to get hot, right? 383 spring training batting average, 1.02 OPS. Room for improvement versus lefties. Versus righties, his attributes are honestly pretty fair. So, I mean, with Alex Bregman, it's not a terrible investment, honestly, if you're a fan of him. If you're an Astros fan, you might as well go ahead and throw a flyer. The thing I like is that in spring training, his batting average versus lefties is 391, and his stats versus left and righties, they're both identical in spring training so far. So maybe his stats versus lefties get an upgrade. That's what I think about Alex Bregman. Now we got Kevin Gausman. Gausman is hurt. Just pitched his first spring training debut today when I'm recording this video. Obviously, this video comes out after that. But he threw 3 innings, 55 pitches, and he had 7 strikeouts. 7 strikeouts through 3 innings is very good. He kind of gave up a run, right? He walked somebody, and then the reliever gave up a knock or something like that, right? So it was technically his run, but really a very strong performance from Kevin Gausman. We know he can get a lot of strikeouts. We could see his Ks per 9 go up. I think he goes to an 84 eventually, but the fact that he's injured, right, you know, he's not going to be their starter. He might pitch, you know, a couple of days after opening day. That opening day week, he might be the last starter on the rotation. But even then, he'll have a pitch limit of 60, 70 pitches. Let's wait till he gets ramped up, and then we'll start investing, all right? Jose Alvarado, a guy that I have 55 of. Alvarado's been solid in spring training. 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 2.5 ERA. You'd like to see him get the earned runs down a little bit in spring training, but I mean, he had a really strong year in 2023 with a 1.7 ERA. The thing that he needs to improve on is walks per 9. He's given up 2 walks in 7 innings in spring training this year. Those are pretty good stats. As long as he gets the control down, and Alvarado's in for a good year. This is a guy where I think he's talented, man. He's a flamethrower. If he dials in, takes off the drunk goggles, throws some strikes, then he could be in for a very, very good season, maybe even Diamond Watch. Let's keep going. Gunnar Henderson, a guy that I'm all in on, 127 of him. This dude was Rookie of the Year, and in spring training, he's kept it up, batting .417 in spring training with a 1.15 OPS. Now, we need to look into his splits, though, with lefties and righties, because you can see, is there a lot of room for improvement in his stats versus righties? I don't know. However, in spring training, he's hitting .444 versus lefties and only .407 versus righties, and his OPS versus left and right is identical. Now, obviously, this is a small sample size, and it's, you know, he's not necessarily playing against Clayton Kershaw right now, but this is a guy where I think he can keep up the momentum. He had a really good rookie season, and I think he's got the hype. SDS is aware of a guy like Gunnar Henderson just by his name, so they're going to be more prone to giving him some attribute boosts and fine-tuning his stats throughout the year. That's why I like Gunnar Henderson, potential Diamond Watch. Let's keep going with Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts I have 150 of. He got a head start to the season, man. He's already hitting .444 with a 944 OPS, 4 for 9 in the Soul Series. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Soul Series. I don't know, man. He has 3 runs in that series. Good head start. You can see his power versus righties and lefties, very low, 58 and 50. If he starts slugging a little bit on that Padres team that, you know, they just got some key acquisitions in free agency, I think Xander Bogaerts could potentially get a boost as well. Now we got George Springer. George Springer's been pretty hot in spring training. 415 batting average, 1.2 OPS, hitting for a lot of power. And if you look at his attributes, he's basically just mid. He's basically just mediocre all around the board. So as long as he gets hot, which Springer can definitely do, we saw him get hot last year and then cool off. If he has a hot stretch to start things off, we could see him getting a +2 and doubling your Stubs up to an 83 overall. Now the last guy in this video, I think, is going to be none other than Framber Valdez. Now I made a lot of Stubs on Framber Valdez last season in MLB The Show 23. I'm looking to do it again this year. 182 Framber Valdez's. I think this is a guy that's just good. I think he's solid. It's similar to Zach Gallen. Framber Valdez, he's just he's a workhorse, gets the job done. Nothing too special, but he's good. And his Ks per 9 is very low. His walks per 9 is very low. Hasn't necessarily had the best spring training, but I got him all at quick sell, no risk, and he's an opening day starter for the Astros. So you got to think about it strategically like that. This is a guy that could go up, It would almost be surprising to me if he stays in 80 overall. Definitely could go down, but at risk-free investments, if he has a couple of good outings, which watching him pitch last year, I think he can have a couple of good outings for sure. I think Framber Valdez could go to an 82 overall and double your Stubs or more. Now, in terms of how you want to actually build your portfolio, right? You can see I have a lot of guys, whole good amount spread out. You want to put at least 50,000 Stubs into each player for it to be worth it. If you have less than 50,000 Stubs in a player, then it's really just a waste of your time. Guys like Cody Bellinger, I think Cody Bellinger could go as high as an 87 overall pretty quick. Just the hype surrounding him, right? You can see I have 70 of him. Make sure you have over 50,000 Stubs invested in people. Zach Gallen, I told you I wasn't confident in. I still have over 50K invested in him. Don't spread yourself too thin. To make good profit, you really got to put the Stubs in to get a return on your investment. Kind of risk it for the biscuit, but make sure you're getting guys near quick sell. Bellinger, don't pay over 1650. 1650 is the highest point you should pay for him to invest. Same with Katel Marte, don't pay over 1650. These guys' prices also are lower at nighttime than during the day. Hope this video helps you guys out. If you have any questions about your portfolio or who to buy, hold, or sell, comment in the Discord. Become a member, and I'll answer all your questions. For no problem. No problem at all. We're all going to get rich. Peace out. Thanks for watching.